The stage was set, illuminated by bright lights and the anticipation of thousands gathered in a grand hall in Austin, Texas. Tesla enthusiasts, journalists, and curious onlookers filled the seats, buzzing with excitement and expectation. This was not simply another product launch. It was an event that had the potential to shift the narrative about technology, innovation, and purpose. Rumors had spread like wildfire that Elon Musk, the enigmatic figure behind Tesla, had something extraordinary to reveal. Whispers circulated among attendees about a surprise announcement that would leave the world in awe. Yet, no one could predict how deeply it would resonate on an emotional level. Years before this pivotal moment, on a cold and rainy night in Los Angeles, younger Elon Musk found himself facing a unique challenge. He had poured countless hours into his early ventures, often sacrificing sleep to work at the office. The weight of stress had become a familiar companion, and he could hardly afford life's necessities. That circumstances took an unexpected turn. Driving along a quiet stretch of road, Elon's car suddenly broke down. It was late, and with a dead phone, he felt stranded and vulnerable. The empty streets echoed with silence, making the situation feel even more isolating. Leaning against his vehicle, Elon looked up at the sky, frustration bubbling inside him as he pondered whether anything else could possibly go wrong. Just then, a voice broke through the stillness. "Need some help?" It came from the shadows, startling Elon. Turning around, he saw a scruffy man wearing tattered clothes, his face showing signs of a hard life. Calloused hands and a weary expression told stories of struggle. Yeah," Elon responded cautiously. "My car won't start and my phone's dead." There was a hint of hope in his voice, mixed with uncertainty. The man introduced himself as Thomas. He nodded knowingly. "Well, I've got an old tool set back at my spot. Might be able to help you get running again." Though reluctant, Elon agreed. He followed Thomas to a makeshift shelter tucked away beneath the bridge. Thomas returned with a rusty toolbox, its age evident from years of use. For the next hour, Thomas worked diligently on Elon's car. With surprising skill and determination, he tinkered and adjusted parts until at last, the engine roared back to life, breaking the evening silence. "Thank you," Elon said, genuine gratitude spilling from his words. "I don't have much on me, but I'll make it up to you someday." Thomas laughed, a deep and hearty sound that filled the air. "You don't owe me anything, just help someone else when you can." Time passed, and Elon's life changed dramatically. He transitioned from the early days of PayPal to launching SpaceX and revolutionizing the automotive industry with Tesla. His empire grew and his influence expanded. Yet the memory of that rainy night remained etched in his mind. He often reflected on the selflessness of that kind stranger who asked for nothing in return. One day, as he scrolled through social media, a photograph caught his eye. It stopped him in his tracks. There was Thomas sitting on a sidewalk, his eyes still brimming with the same quiet resilience. The caption read, "This man's been living on the streets for over a decade. Can anyone help him?" The image stirred something deep within Elon, reminding him of their brief encounter and the bond forged in that moment of need. The impact of that night had come full circle, and he knew he had to take action. Elon sprang into action without hesitation. He quickly assembled a dedicated team with a clear mission: find Thomas. It was a challenging task fraught with obstacles. Days turned into weeks of searching, but the determination of Elon's team remained unshaken. After a long and exhaustive effort, they finally located Thomas in downtown Los Angeles. He was still under the same bridge he had called home for so long. When Elon finally approached Thomas, the signs of wear and tear were visible on the man's face. He looked older and more fragile than before. Yet despite the hardships he had faced, a spark of recognition flickered in the depths of Thomas's eyes. "Hey, I know you," Thomas said, a faint smile beginning to appear. "The car guy." Elon smiled back, a sense of warmth in his heart. "Yeah, the car guy. I've been on a search for you. You helped me when I needed it the most." "Now," It's my turn to return the favor. Thomas's expression turned skeptical, yet he stayed silent and listened intently as Elon laid out his plans. Elon spoke passionately about wanting to help Thomas transition off the streets and into a stable home. He wanted to provide Thomas with the chance to rebuild his life, but Elon had an even grander vision in mind. Something special to honor the man who had once asked for nothing at all. Back at present, excitement filled the air as the grand Tesla event kicked off. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as Elon Musk took the stage to address the audience. He began with his usual updates about Tesla's advancements in technology and the progress made in the company. However, the tone of his speech began to suddenly shift. Tonight, he said, he wanted to share a personal story. Elon's voice was steady, but carried an emotional weight. Many years ago, I received help from someone when I had little to give in return. That act of kindness left a lasting impression on me, and today I want to honor that. The room grew quiet as Elon introduced Thomas, who slowly made his way onto the stage. The transformation was astounding. Dressed in a sharp new suit, he looked completely different from the man living on the streets. The audience erupted into applause, but Thomas appeared overwhelmed by the sudden attention. His eyes scanned the crowd, taking in the faces of those present. This man, Elon continued, his voice filled with sincerity, taught me the true meaning of selfless giving. To show my gratitude, I'm giving Thomas a 5% stake in Tesla. Gasps filled the room. Journalists rushed to capture the moment on their notepads. Thomas stood frozen, tears flowing freely down his cheeks as he processed the enormity of what was happening. The news exploded across social media in a matter of hours. People everywhere felt a strong connection to the incredible story of a billionaire who chose to repay a kindness from years ago. This heartwarming tale involved Thomas, a man whose life turned upside down overnight. With his sudden flux of wealth, he decided to create a foundation dedicated to helping others in need, echoing the same kindness he had once shown to Elon Musk during a pivotal moment in their lives. For Elon, this gesture was not about garnering attention or seeking praise for his charitable actions. It was about fulfilling a promise made long ago and illustrating the immense power of kindness in a world that often forgets its importance. He wanted to demonstrate that even the smallest actions can have a lasting impact on someone's life. As Thomas said with his foundation, he realized that this opportunity was his chance to rewrite his story. He wanted to show everyone that even minor acts of compassion could lead to extraordinary outcomes. His experience with Elon was proof of this. As the event came to an end, Elon addressed the audience one last time. He shared profound words that resonated deeply with those present. You never know how a simple act of kindness can ripple through the universe. He paused for effect before continuing. Sometimes it changes someone's day. Other times, it changes their life, and occasionally, it changes the world. The atmosphere filled with applause, and the audience stood in appreciation of both men. Yet, in the midst of the celebration, Thomas wore a quiet smile that spoke volumes. He had once helped a stranger on a rainy night without any expectation of reward or recognition. Now, his unassuming act of kindness was inspiring millions, proving that genuine compassion can change lives in ways we might never imagine.